When it comes to beauty, one thing has changed considerably over the years: eyebrow trends. You know, from pencil-thin brows to thicker manicured looks, and now the full feather brows. It's hard to keep up with what is in. But Studio 5 style and beauty contributor Megan Moore says, no matter the look you're going for, you need to learn to work with what you were born with. Megan, brows. Yes. They're a big deal. They've always been a big deal, but I feel like now more than ever, people are talking about them, wondering how to do them.
For sure. I think they've definitely taken center stage in the last, I don't know, maybe decade, but really in the last 5 years too. And they make a big difference on your face. They're our biggest expressor, right? We can really express with our eyebrows. And I like to think of them as the frame to kind of everything else, right? They're going to highlight everything else. So yeah, they've become bigger, bigger over time, literally and figuratively.
We're making the full circle back to Brooke Shields a little bit.
Yes.
Now, you say that you do get a lot of compliments on your brows, but that wasn't always the case?
That was not always the case. I have come a long way with my own brows. I kind of went back into my blog archives and went back to some of my very first pictures, and I was like, oh, I've come a long way. So this is 2013 on the left, and then this is currently right now. And I mean, my brows weren't bad, but I just didn't know what I know now, and I wasn't really trying to enhance the shape. I just kind of let them be, and that's, I think, what a lot of people do. And so now I have a little bit more knowledge, and I love to share that knowledge. So
okay, well, people need it, because I remember in high school, one girl would always come up and straighten mine because they were so unruly.
Really?
I did not know what to do. A lot of people just need help knowing what to do. So how do we start by just finding our brow shape?
Okay, so that is crucial. So there's about 6 kind of main brow shapes. I would say most people fall into like 3 of them. So what you want to keep in mind is that we can't drastically change what we were born with, or we shouldn't even try, right? Because it won't be successful. So here's kind of a way to find your shape, and you can see on the left there, these are the 6 kind of shapes, and then the kind of graph that you're looking at the right is going to kind of show you what the 2 points are you're looking at. So look at number 1 compared to number 4. Is the tail of our brow, does it land higher than the head, or is it lower? Is it more straight across? That's going to give you a really good indicator. And then also, where's the highest point? Where's your arch? Is it right over your pupil? Is it more to the right, to the outside, or is it more kind of towards the inner corner of the eye? And again, that's going to kind of help point you in the direction of what you naturally have, and then we're going to work towards enhancing it, but we're not really going to try and drastically change it.
Yeah, so it's like going to the hairstylist, which you know well. People come in with a hairstyle and you're like, that's not gonna work with your hair.
Exactly, exactly. Embrace what you have and then work on enhancing it. And some enhancements take time. If we're trying to fill in and grow more hair, that's gonna take time, right? But other enhancements we can do instantly with a little bit of removal of the hair, or makeup can really make a huge difference.
Yeah, let's talk about enhancements. Okay. What are we talking about there?
So what we're doing is we're talking about taking the shape that we have, and we're gonna, I think the biggest thing is we want to soften hard lines.
Okay.
So if you've got really harsh angles or a big transition, maybe from the front of the head of your eyebrows a lot thicker than the end, we don't have a soft gradual transition. So you can see some really great before and afters here. This is a very common one where we've over tweezed and we have this really high arch on the outside. So we softened and we enhanced, and we're just kind of taking what we have and making it a little bit better by kind of filling in the gaps to make more of a soft line transition. This is another really common one, kind of that straight across brow. She's missing some arch. So we took that arch and made it a little bit higher, but we didn't go extreme, right? And this is another one. Sometimes we over tweeze the tails and it kind of ends, it cuts short. So bringing those tails back down really softens the look and takes away that harshness.
Okay, I love those examples. I think we can all identify with one of those for sure. Okay, now you say that there are some things every day we should be doing just for like daily maintenance.
Yeah.
What are those?
Just our daily styling. So I think no matter what, you kind of want to have a game plan. You want to plot your shape, kind of know what it is that I'm trying to achieve. So kind of know where I'm going, and then you're going to want to start. I like to highlight first. I like to put some lightness underneath the brow. That's going to kind of lift. You can do that with an eyeshadow, or you can do that with a highlight pencil. And then you always want to start adding those hair strokes in the middle of your eyebrow, because that's where it's going to be the darkest and kind of the heaviest. I see a lot of people go in in right into the front of the brow, and then sometimes it ends up looking a little too cartoonish. So start in the middle, and then lighter strokes through the head where we want more skin to show, and then finish with a gel or a brow soap, something that's gonna really hold in that shape that we've just created.
And I always first just use a little spoolie to like just straighten them out.
Yep.
Or do you recommend a certain kind? Can we use any old spoolie?
Any spoolie is great, and a spoolie is also crucial because we do want to do a little bit of exfoliating every week. So we want to make sure we're getting that dry, dead skin that's behind the hairs off. So a spoolie, so you know, any spoolie will do, but a lot of brow products have one on the back end, or you can just have a standalone one. So yeah, get them in the right shape before you fill in. That's totally great, and then yeah, use that to make sure you're exfoliating.
Just by using that is going to exfoliate us.
Yep, it's going to kind of pull off that dead skin, and maybe even any product that kind of gets built up back there too. So that's a great one as well.
Okay, and you brought some products here. Let's walk through. These are kind of your fave products for brows. Okay.
So one thing I would say is switching your eye makeup remover to an oil cleanser. Now there's a few reasons for this. It's going to break down all of the wax and anything that you're putting in the brows, right? So it's going to break it down really nicely. It will also remove your mascara and your eyeshadow great. But an oil cleanser also hydrates the brow hairs themselves, which keeps them soft and pliable. So you're not going to have as much breakage, and it really makes a big difference. So switch to an oil cleanser. You'll see it.
Just for your eyes. So a
you
normal
can do it
cleanser
everywhere
on your face. Okay.
You can do it everywhere, and I would just, if you wanted to do a second cleanse on your face for other things, you certainly could. But for eye makeup and specifically brows, I love an oil cleanser.
Okay, haven't been doing that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Next.
And then, so say we're talking about one of those long-term enhancements that we're going to work on. A brow growth serum is a really great option to help fill in gaps that we need. This one's my favorite by Babe. I've been using it for years, and you would swipe that on every single night, and you are going to see those hairs start to grow in thicker. They're going to be stronger, fill in those gaps that maybe you struggle with.
Have you noticed that your eyebrows have become longer, or is it just thicker?
I mean, sometimes the brow hairs will become longer, and you can certainly trim them if needed, but I would say most people like the actual length, the added length, because then you can use it to kind of create the shape a little bit easier. So definitely a great option there.
Okay, and your next two are from the same brand?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is Moira, which is a super affordable brand. I love it, and they make great brow products because they come in so many different colors, and that's crucial to make it so it doesn't feel foreign on your face. Make sure it's the right color for your skin tone. I love a micro pencil because you can fill in tiny little hairs and make it look really realistic. These ones are also waxy though, so you can kind of blend and soften them really nicely. And then finish with a brow mascara or a brow soap. Again, Moira makes these that come in all different colors, which is really nice. And you're just gonna continue to lock in that shape that you've created with your hair strokes for an overall finished look.
And that's what I said. The item that changed my life was the brow soap. I had never heard of it till Megan brought it up, and now my brows are finally manageable after years of not knowing how to keep them in place.
Yeah, if you've got wiry hair, hairs that curl or kind of go a different direction, a soap or even a gel can be a great option. And then the mascara is great if you just need to fill in and give a little bit more oomph to the hairs themselves.
Okay, and you have a whole course that you do on brows.
Yeah, so I have a course that I teach, and then I also have an online consultation option. So if you need a little bit more help, if you need a little bit more guidance than what we could cover today, you can head over to my blog, thebeautysnoop.com, and you can sign up for a personal consultation with me.
Okay, thanks,
Yeah,
Megan.
you bet.